Hi, I'm Will Spillman.
And I'm Alexa Tamaris, and you're watching WCAT's Weekly News.
Westminster Athletics is in high gear this month with the official start of lacrosse, track and field, and baseball. Let's hear from sports reporter Jack Hunter on all the updates, as well as a special look at Naima Turbis, her rise to the top of the running game.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations to the track and field team on a stellar meet Wednesday versus Jackson County, Washington High, and Druid Hills High School. Many athletes from both girls and boys teams won their events, including seniors Paris Howland, Sam Blau, Peter Rooney, and Ellie Can. Junior Andrew Prativa won the high jump, pole vault, and 100-meter dash events. On the girls' side, seniors Delaney Graham, Bronte Bichetta, and Gabby Dolan all won events. And more great news, junior Naima Turbis was recently named number 1 in the nation in the 1600-meter and 3200-meter events.
In my mind, while I'm racing, I just try, Trimble says let your legs do the work. So I just try to think of like rolling and knowing that the training that I put in is going to let me run fast.
Naima and the Track Cats travel to Stars Mill today and tomorrow for the Nike Panther Relays. Going from number one in the nation ranking to another, congratulations to the Westminster boys varsity soccer team on being named the best team in the nation by USA Today. Come support the number 1 team in the nation next Wednesday as the Cats host Cedar Grove at 7:30. The girls' soccer team is on a roll after 2 straight big wins versus non-region opponents. The Cats edged out a 2-1 victory over St. Pius last Friday in the debut of the new Jumbotron at Thompson Stadium. And earlier this week, the team took care of a tough GAC team 3-0. They play on the road tonight at Stone Mountain at 5:30. That's all for this week. I'm Jack Hunter with WCAT. Now back to you.
Good stories, Jack. Naima is an incredible runner, and if you have time, I suggest everyone come out to a track meet to watch Naima and all the other trackletes at work. For the 19th summer, Philanthropy 101 is happy to announce that it is currently accepting applications for its innovative and unique summer program. Westminster is proud to offer this course on the meaning of the word philanthropy.
Please feel free to contact Mrs. James or Mrs. Johnson for details or questions. What a great opportunity. The Office of Institutional Advancement will be hosting CAT Talks, a new alumni guest speaker series starting this spring. Reporters Riley Warner and Smith Patton interviewed this week's guest presenter.
Thanks, guys. An exciting event took place here at Westminster on Wednesday night. CAT Talks, Westminster's take on TED Talks. We interviewed the speaker, Jarrett Blanc, from Westminster's class of 93, about his career in international affairs.
Can you give us a brief description about what you're talking about tonight?
I am talking about the Iran nuclear deal, or the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, and specifically what it was like on the inside to be implementing what was then President Obama's top foreign policy achievement. I got interested in international affairs for a few reasons. One is that I come from a fairly international family. My father was Peruvian before he moved to the United States. And I grew up at the end of the Cold War when, amongst my generation, certainly for myself, there was a sense of almost existential fear about what could go wrong in the world. And that led me to be interested in diplomacy and statecraft, and by the time I got out of college, obviously things had moved on. But the core idea that I wanted to work on diplomacy stuck with me.
As you can tell, Jarrett Blanc had many insightful comments about his first-hand experience with the Iran nuclear deal. This was a very exciting opportunity for the Westminster community that got to hear him Wednesday night. I'm Riley Warner, now back to you in the studio.
Remember to reach out to Mr. Batchelor if you have any questions about attending one of the CAT Talks. Speaking of Mr. Batchelor, reporter Christiana Dole touched base with him about how the new on-campus after-school hours policies will affect Westminster.
Hi, I'm Christiana Dole for WCAT. This week, new policies were put in place for building closing times. I had a chance to speak with Mr. Batchelor about the new policies.
So we're changing our policies after school that we're asking all teachers to close up their doors and lock their doors starting at 4:30. And for students that stay past 4:30 and don't have a practice, we're asking them to leave buildings, and if they need to be in a building, to head down to Turner.
So is Turner the only place that students will be able to go?
Other than areas outside, yes. And what we want to make sure is that students are safe when they're on campus after school.
Mr. Batchelor mentioned that there were a couple of reasons behind this decision.
Well, we made this decision for two reasons. One was we want to make sure that classrooms are locked to ensure that the academic integrity of tests was maintained. And second, after the snow day when we had to close campus quickly and get students off campus, we found that it was really hard to make sure that we knew where students were and that all students were in a safe area.
So will these changes be in place next year?
Yes, these are changes that are going to remain in place going forward.
So what about students who want to study? I know sometimes Turner can be really loud and busy and there's always a lot going on.
Well, the good news is that we're going into spring and that the weather is turning, so we're going to have more opportunities for places to study outside. But that is something that we're looking into to figure out what can we do with Turner and space in Turner to provide better study areas for students so that they can have quieter areas to focus on their academics.
Although it may take some time for students to get used to, these new policies go into effect immediately, and security is starting to make sweeps at 4:30. I'm Christiana Dole for WCAT. Back to you in the studio.
It appears that there are some real changes taking place on campus. Turner Gym will surely be the place to be.
In the wake of the tragic Florida shooting, people all around the world are opening their hearts to the victims and families affected. Here at Westminster, freshman Andrew Mao is doing just that and encouraging the rest of the student body to do the same by running a fundraiser to raise money for the victims of the Parkland shooting. It will be a bake sale on Tuesday, March 6th during lunch, so be sure to bring money to help with a great cause.
There's only one more week until spring break. Try to make it through the next 7 days, and that's all we have for this week. I'm Will Spillman.
And I'm Alexa Tamaris. Thanks for watching the WCAT Weekly News, and have a great weekend, Wildcats.